Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
On News Hour tonight, motorists plying the Abuja-Kaduna highway are worried over dilapidation during rainy season. Bauchi residents urge President Tinubu to address high taxation on food items. JAMB says report of inquiry on students with fake results vindicates the board. And on the foreign scene, and Sudanese health ministry says 22 killed and dozens injured in army airstrikes on Omdurman. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. Motorists plying the Abuja-Kaduna highway have expressed worry over continued dilapidation of the road during rainy season. Our reporter who plied the road reports that vehicular gridlock sets any moment an articulated vehicle breaks down on the road. Take a look. This is Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, a road that links the nation's capital Abuja to northwestern states, but remains a constant nightmare for motorists and travelers due to its dilapidation over the years. A journey of less than 2 hours on average speed of 100 kilometers per hour to Kaduna takes between 3 and 4 hours if breakdown of heavy-duty vehicle is not recorded on the road. Timothy Hutwa says the federal government needs to fix the road even if it is to fill up the potholes to avoid accidents that not only delay travelers but also expose them to bandits.
The degree of that road, in fact the road is so deplorable to a point that vehicles have to be applying the other route that is under construction, and the construction is not going. So it will be better if the federal government can intervene quickly so that the road will be much better to apply.
The Abuja Express Road is too bad. Cars are just following one way, many cars are there dumped.
This is not a farm, but the Abuja-Kaduna road that only the likes of Salisu Isiaku care so much to fill up the potholes left unattended to live in it in such a deplorable state. Salisu Isiaku says he started filling potholes following many devastating accidents on the road that claimed the lives of many Nigerians. There was an accident I witnessed where a car fell up this bridge with small children in it, and all of them died instantly. That had really stayed fierce on us. And problem of these so many potholes along this road that made us come together and begin to try to fill up these potholes. And there was also a car that fell off into this river, making 5 people to die instantly. Aminu Isa is a bus driver that plies the highway regularly, and he wonders where the money budgeted by the previous administration of President Muhammadu Buhari for the reconstruction of the road has gone, and nothing significant is achieved. I spent 5 days in gridlock in southern part of Nigeria, so almost all of the roads in the country is not good. And they were telling us that President Buhari has released money for the reconstruction of the road, which we have not seen anything. We were also told that President Tinubu also released money. All we are pleading is that anybody that had a stake in the reconstruction of this road, let them help and fix the road. The immediate past administration of Muhammadu Buhari had in 2017 awarded the contract for the construction of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Highway at the sum of 155.48 billion naira, and later increased to 797 billion naira in 2021 for a hybrid 2-lane 6-lane expressway. But the project remains uncompleted 6 years after. The Federal Ministry of Works and Housing has assured Nigerians that the ongoing reconstruction project of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway will be completed in the first quarter of 2024. The ministry's permanent secretary Mahmoud Mamman stated this while speaking with newsmen shortly after inspecting the ongoing project. The report.
The permanent secretary attributed the slow pace of the project to the security challenges he had to experience on the Abuja-Kaduna axis of the road, stressing that now that the situation has improved significantly, the contractor has promised to complete the whole project by first quarter of 2024.
The assessment from the Abuja-Kaduna end, a lot of problems. But why the project actually slowed down is mainly because of the security challenges. Now that the situation has improved, the contractor has actually promised to deliver that by the first quarter of next year, the whole length of the project is going to be completed. And I think we are going to take his timeline and go along that way.
Despite the funding challenges, Mama expressed hope that the road will be completed on time.
The funding challenges we are having is along the Abuja-Kaduna, Kaduna-Kano Expressway. And this is a new administration that is determined to deliver services to Nigerians. And they are also committed, and this is also a high priority project. And I'm sure with the priority that they are given, the funding is not going to be an issue. And that's why we promise you that it's going to be completed on time.
He explained that the essence of the familiarization visit is to see the challenges and find solutions to mitigate the problem. Mamman also expressed satisfaction with the quality of the road project, urging the contractor to deliver on time. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Bauchi State residents have appealed to President Bola Tinubu to look into the high rate of taxation on food items in the country in order to cushion the impact of the economic hardship being experienced throughout the country. They made the appeal during a chat with Trust TV on the rising cost of living among Nigerians. Adamu Imam files in this report.
Amidst the high level of poverty in Nigeria, many believe that economic direction of the leadership in the country plays a key role in addressing the ugly phenomenon. Isa Saidu, a Bauchi resident, explained that he expects Mr. President to focus on reducing taxes on food items and reopening of the Nigerian border to reduce hunger.
Because I didn't see food items in the taxes removal. Those taxes, I didn't see anything on food items. I didn't see the opening of the border on importation of foods or things like that. But we are expecting that at least something will be done along that line.
He maintained that people from the northern part of Nigeria feel the impact of the hike in the price of fuel more than any other part of the country.
You find that it's not easy to pay school fees here and pay school fees in the other one. It's not easy actually. We are just easy to manage. It's not easy.
Meanwhile, some residents share their experiences on how they are coping with the situation. Despite the economic downturn in the country, we have to come to terms with where we have found ourselves. Apportioning blames will not help anybody. God chooses our leaders, hence we should fall back to Him for guidance. Life is so difficult these days that some people only feed once daily, and even if he goes out in search of hard menial jobs, he hardly gets any, especially those of us from rural communities. Saleh Adamu and Malam Haruna explain why it is now difficult for them to buy a portion of sweet potato even as they lament the situation. We usually buy the sack of sweet potato at the rate of 19,000 naira. If after sales I can make a profit of 500 naira, it's okay. In some instances, we don't make much profit. The current stock I have now, if I sell it the way I apportion them, I will be happy and thank God. I think the major reason for the price hike in sweet potato is lack of faith and sincerity among our people or marketers. It is not just only sweet potato. Everything skyrocket in the market is unbearable. However, many are hopeful that things will get better soon, since the current administration of Bola Tinubu has promised to address some of these economic challenges faced by Nigerian masses soonest. Adami Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Farmers in Zaria have attributed high cost of fertilizer to lack of patronage on improved seeds. Adu Muhammad, a peasant farmer in Zaria, said the improved seed has high demand for fertilizer compared to local seeds. He explained that farmers always go for easy-to-purchase inputs due to the high cost of assorted fertilizers. Muhammad, however, urged the government to subsidize farm inputs to enable peasant farmers import the improved seed with ease. Speaking to Trust TV in Zaria, an agronomist from the Institute of Agricultural Research Research ABU's area, Prof. Adamu Salihu Dadari, said farmers could no longer access good seeds due to high inflation rate.
Well, we have been complaining for government to subsidize farm input such as fertilizer, improved seeds, and chemical pesticides for the farmers to afford buying to boost agricultural production in Nigeria so that we can not only feed ourselves but we also export to raise our GDP. But because of political terrain operating in Nigeria, most of the politicians concerned is how to win and get money for their utilization. Therefore, we are praying and calling for the government to look at it critically and make good observation for the advancement of Nigeria rather than.
In the meantime, the committee of inquiry set up by the Anambra State government to look into the examination fraud involving Umsoma Njikeme has confirmed that she manipulated her unified tertiary matriculation examination results, giving herself a score of 362 as against an actual score of 249. The committee in its 8-page report said the student of Anglican Girls Secondary School in Nwe admitted that she manipulated the fake results herself using her phone. The committee in its report signed by the Anambra State Commissioner of Information, Paul Muso, said it conducted interviews with relevant parties, including Musoma, JAM officials, and other individuals involved in the process, as well as the principal of Anglican Girls Secondary School. The report noted that JAM revealed that Musoma made several requests to JAM asking for her result, and each of the times she received the same on her phone, the same as score of 249 total aggregate. The committee said that in Musoma's submission, she owned up in the presence of her principal and education secretary that the narration of JAM officials was a true and correct description of what happened. The committee said it tried to find out the motive behind the action, but Musoma replied that nothing motivated her. According to the committee, Musoma is expected to tender a written apology to JAM, the Anglican Girls Secondary School, and the Anambra State government. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, says the report of the Commission of Inquiry set up by the Anambra State government to investigate the Musoma saga has vindicated the board. The board's acting director, Public Affairs and Protocol, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, said this in a statement in Abuja on Saturday. Benjamin, however, added that the report had further reinforced the position of the board that its system cannot be compromised. The statement said in spite of all the posturing of the detractors, the board remains resolute and uncompromising in its commitment to give Nigeria the best as far as credible and fair assessment is concerned. Benjamin said the board is more than ever determined to continue to forge ahead unmindful of the shenanigan of those who desire its fault. He faulted those who are pushing the narrative that the girl is just 16 years old, saying available data has indicated her age as an adult of 19 years old, and that Musoma has owned up to committing the heinous infraction. He appealed to well-meaning Nigerians who may wish to support to encourage healthy competition by awarding scholarships and other honors to deserving candidates not to be discouraged. In the meantime, Innocent Motors has withdrawn the 3 million naira scholarship it awarded the girl following the conclusion of a probe into a result forgery claim against Musoma Njikeme. Njikeme claimed to have scored 362, which will have put her at the top of the year's best performing candidates. But JAM dismissed the claim as fake and banned the students for 3 years from the examination. Following the pronouncement of 50% downward review of school fees by Governor Abu Kefas for the students of Taraba State University, the management of the school says it has begun implementing the review from the new academic session of 2022-2023. The Director of Information and Publicity of Taraba State University, Sanusi Saad, disclosed this in an interview with Trust TV. Report.
Improving the educational sector is one of the cardinal objectives of Taraba State Governor Abu Kefas. The governor paid an unscheduled visit recently to Taraba State University, where he visited some school facilities, among them the female hostel, among other places in the school. The Director of Information and Publicity of the school, Sanusi Saad, said the executive order, according to the governor, is with immediate effect, but the management of the school advised the governor that the implementation of the new fee should take effect from the next session, which commences in about 3 weeks' time, since the students are now busy writing their last semester examination.
For a governor that is just about a month and a half old in the office to pay a visit to us in the university who have a history of so problematic relation between us and the government, this is a very big moral booster to us.
Some students who commended the effort of the governor added that the change will ease their academic activities.
Despite I'm a final year student now, I've graduated. How I wish Agbo Kefas was around during my time. At least it will be something that I'll be very, very happy.
When I came out from the exam, I was going out online and I saw it that our present governor said our school fees has been reduced for the 50% impact. I was so happy.
Now a lot of people who are less privileged that cannot afford to pay their school fees, with the 50% reduction of school fees, a lot of people can come to school. As you can see, people are dropped out of school because of the high rate of percentage of pay school fees.
They described the governor as a pace setter sent to rescue the people of Taraba and take the state to the next level.
Because now things are hard and apparently I find it difficult to find more people. With this it has really helped most of the students, which most of us find it difficult paying our school fees. We go through challenges before paying school fees. But now that it has reduced it, I think we are grateful for that. We thank God for that.
It will help others, even people that cannot afford to pay, people from villages that could not afford to pay. At least the school fees is now affordable. Everyone can now come and school. So we really thank the government because they are really trying.
Some parents commended the efforts of the state governor not only in the area of improving the educational sector, but also in health, agriculture, and other sectors.
I wish to commend the governor for this wonderful initiative. And before now, we all know that Taraba State University has suffered a couple of strikes, going to the fact that some lecturers have been owed some money. And I think that was like a result of the backlog of the inherited debts from the former government. So this, I think, is a welcome development.
Yeah, it's a nice work. In fact, this is what we voted for. And we have been praying for a nice government, and God has given us the man that has come to wipe away our tears.
They called on students to reciprocate the efforts of the government by studying hard and maintaining the school's image. The school management promised to give the governor maximum cooperation to ensure an effective and smooth running of the institution.
A Nigerian pilgrim from Zamfara State, Aisha Tianguru Nahuchi, has reportedly returned $80,000 she found to the owner in Saudi Arabia. Independent Hajj Reporters of Nigeria disclosed this on its Facebook page on Saturday. The platform also shared the picture of a pilgrim who hails from Bungur local government area of Zamfara State. Meanwhile, some Nigerians on social media have reacted to the development by commending the citizen. Some of the citizens even urged the Nigerian government to confer a national award on the pilgrim when she returns home for posing herself as a great ambassador of the country in a foreign land. The Plateau State chapter of Mieto Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, has accused personnel of Operation Rainbow, a state security outfit, of burning down their houses in communities of Mangu local government area of the state. The group says houses belonging to their members in the villages were burnt by the personnel of the operation and some individuals. Adomusa completes the report.
According to the group, personnel of the operation arrived their communities when many of them were sleeping and started shooting sporadically with an armored personnel carrier, setting their houses on fire. When contacted on the incident, the coordinator of the security outfit, Singdang Mongak, denied the allegation, saying the accusation is misleading and unfounded.
I was able to reach my operational team, and there's no report that any Operation Rainbow is fronting any attack anywhere. If there's any irresponsible report getting to you now, I'm sure it's not our operatives. It's an assumption. Probably, if they're the ones attacking, I'm sure he might see a truck or something like that. The APC and the healers, none of our APC have been on. I'm on the tracking side now. There's no APC that was on from yesterday till 6 a.m. today. Yes, I can actually see it on our dashboard, on our operational decks.
But the state chairman of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Magban, Nuru Abdullahi, while confirming the incident, said the personnel of the operation led some thugs to burn down houses belonging to their members in the affected communities.
They chase Fulani away and thugs continue burning their houses, especially Channel, Tiop, Generate, Kombili, Dil, Nagar. These villages have been burned down. Now that we are talking, some other villages are on fire.
The Magban chairman, however, called on the federal government to intervene before things get out of hand.
As a matter of urgency, intervene immediately and take necessary actions to forestall further peace and security in the states.
Spokesperson of the State Police Command, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Alabo Alfred, and that of 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Rukuba Barak, Lieutenant Colonel Ishaku Sebastian Takwa, did not respond to inquiries on the incident. There has been crisis in the villages of Mangu, Riom, and Barkila, the local government areas of the state, where more than 200 people were confirmed killed, including women and children, in the last few months. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
4 persons were felt to have been kidnapped by unknown gunmen in Teshariari, Makarfi local government area of Kaduna State early Saturday morning. 2 others were reported to have sustained gunshot wounds and are currently receiving treatment at Shika Teaching Hospital in Zaria. According to a source, the attackers stormed the building where the construction workers were staying and abducted the victims. The incident took place on the Kaduna-Zaria-Kano highway, where the workers were engaged in construction. Multiple sources within Makarfi town have confirmed the incident, including a community leader who preferred not to be mentioned. The community leader stated that the armed gunmen arrived during the night when it was raining and attacked the victims without any resistance. You're watching the news hour on Trust TV. Coming up after the break, we take a look at trending female hairstyles. Details of this story and more to come after the break. Do stay with us.
Keep a date with Housing Development Program, 6 p.m. every Sunday on Trust TV. Housing Development is the first and pioneer housing program in Nigeria and by extension, Africa. It remains the authentic voice of the Nigerian housing and construction industry. Housing Development is the only credible and specialized platform for seasoned professionals in the built industry, where quality and credible players in the real estate sector meet to interact, showcase and analyze government policies. It is no doubt that hundreds of thousands of prospective Nigerians who desire to own their personal property have done so through the assistance of Housing Development Program in the last 10 years. If you are a stakeholder in the built industry, here is where you must be. We are authentic, credible, and supported by all the leading professionals in the built industry. Housing Development on Trust TV.
Welcome to Trust TV, where we document the Nigerian story. Our programming showcases the rich culture and diversity of Nigeria. We strive to amplify the voices that make our nation unique. Our programming is designed to take you on a journey through the different tastes of entertainment in our country. We showcase the best of Nigerian culture, from traditional craft to cutting-edge technology. Our team of expert journalists are dedicated to unveiling the intricacies of our culture and telling the untold stories that binds us all. And let's not forget the food. Nigeria has diverse and flavorful cuisines, some of the favorites to millions across the world. What is Nigeria without its people, their passions and their talent? Trust TV is not just a channel, it's a platform that brings you closer to everything that makes Nigeria great. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
That's great.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the News Hour on Trust TV. Here's the recap of some of our top stories. Motorists plying the Abuja-Kaduna highway are worried over dilapidation during rainy season. Bauchi residents urge President Tinubu to address high taxation on food items. Moving on to other stories. Police command in Bauchi State has arrested a 21-year-old housewife, Memunatu Suleiman, for allegedly stabbing her husband to death at Kopar Domain, a suburb of Bauchi Metropolis. The acting spokesman of the command, Assistant Superintendent of Police Aminu Ahmed, stated this in a statement made available to newsmen on Friday in Bauchi. He said Memunatu allegedly stabbed her husband with the intention of killing him following an altercation between them. He added that preliminary investigation revealed that the suspect stabbed her husband, Ali Muhammad, at the same address on the 5th of July 2023 at about 1800 hours in their matrimonial home. SP Ahmed said the Commissioner of Police, Awal Muhammad, directed that the case be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department, SCID, for investigation to further unravel the circumstances surrounding the death of the victim. Niger State Governor Muhammad Bago has directed security agencies in the state to begin stop and search operations to curb insecurity in the state. Governor Bago also disclosed that plans were on to ensure that schools that had remained under lock due to banditry will be reopened and internally displaced persons will return to their ancestral homes. Bago gave the order when he visited the Emir of Mina, Umar Farouk Bahagu, in his palace in Mina, the state capital, over the robbery incident that happened on Tuesday afternoon, during which two palace guards were shot by gunmen.
We have come to Mina today again to also commiserate with His Royal Highness over the last incidents of robbery attack at the palace, and we have come to reassure him and Nigerites they are on top of situation, and by the grace of God we'll bring those people to book. And we have also given a marching order for stop and search in the Mina metropolis. This will commence from today, and our exits will definitely be blocked for thorough checks by the grace of God. The state government is going to launch fertilizer on Monday, with in a subsidized rate for our farmers to be able to go back to farm and continue farming.
The Zamfara State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has arrested 27 suspects for various offences. The offences range from pawn snatching, stealing, membership of gangs of thieves, and involvement in the illicit trade of granular ammonium sulfate gas and muriate of potash morph in the Gusau metropolis. The report.
The Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) Zamfara State Command, Iko Uche, who paraded the suspects at the State Command headquarters in Gusau on behalf of the State's Commandant Sani Mustafa, said 22 of the male suspects were arrested with dangerous weapons and belong to some criminal gangs that specialize in phone snatching and other criminal activities in the state. He said the suspects were arrested with dangerous weapons such as knives and cables meant for strangling their victims. The NSCDC Command's Public Relations Officer also disclosed that 3 girls within the age bracket of 20 were arrested at about 11:30 p.m. with substances suspected to be intoxicants along the Top Town Hotel's bypass, Gusau. He said that one of the suspects was arrested with a military uniform, which he uses to harass his victims in the Gusau metropolis.
The following group of suspected criminals were arrested at the odd hours of 6 July 2023 from various areas of the Gusau metropolis marked as black spots where criminals hibernate and carry out nefarious activities such as phone snatching and other dangerous activities.
Oche told newsmen that about 108 unauthorized fertilizer imports meant for industrial blending of fertilizers were impounded from some illicit dealers of the product in Gusau, the state capital.
And subsequently bust into dealers of illicit products, mostly granular ammonium sulfate gas and muriate of potash, more, at Canteen area of Gusau Metro, Zamfara State.
The Corps assured that it will charge the suspects to court after investigations are concluded on the matter.
The Commander 1 Brigade of the Nigerian Army Gusau on Sector 1 Task Force Northwest Operation Hadarin Daji, Brigadier General Sani Ahmed, has stressed the commitment of the military to ensuring a skilled learning environment for the management and students of the Federal University Gusau and all other institutions of learning in Zamfara State. The Commander gave the commitment at the headquarters of 1 Brigade Gusau while playing host to the Vice Chancellor Federal University Gusau Fugus, Professor Maazu Abubakar, his management team, as well as the member representing Gusau's Afe constituency, Kabiru Ahmadu. He assured that the Nigerian military will continue to employ the use of technology to tackle the security challenges bedeviling the state. Ahmed stressed that to enhance the security of Fugus and the students residing outside the school campus, the Nigerian Army, in conjunction with other security agencies, will work together to provide robust security for the students, adding that efforts will be put together to ensure a secure environment and maintain lasting peace and harmony in the state. The indiscriminate dumping of waste around the Makurdi metropolis has attracted the attention of residents who have described it as a time bomb waiting to explode. To this end, they are calling on the government to put proactive measures in place to arrest the menace. Jimmy Azandi reports.
The residents wondered why an urban setting like Makurdi is still littered with indiscriminate dump sites, in spite of the obvious health challenges associated with the act.
Many environmental activists have been talking about the consequences of waste products as they are illegally dumped in our environment. This attitude has been carried out by man, and it has degraded so much on their environment, making causing water pollution, air pollution, landslide. Yes, when you have an erosion, that can lead to a landslide. Yes, and there are a lot of infections that comes with waste products when they are illegally disposed.
They said the government, through the appropriate agencies, have failed to control waste, which is an environmental hazard.
My call is on the government of the Benue State, we say the Princessa precisely. If at all, they can also provide containers for this area, because I knew there is a provision of containers from this area where this dustbin can be deposited. So I called on the Benue State government to at least be in touch with the Princessa to provide containers for these areas where these dustbins are being exposed or anyhow, even in houses.
Residents of the state should have waste bins so that the waste will be gathered, and government should put in place strategies and places where this waste can be put to, so that they will come and then pack them to where they're supposed to. Because not like plastics, they cannot be dissolved, they cannot easily decay, and so they are very harmful. Therefore, they should be recycled.
The dump sites are mostly underdeveloped plots of lands and sections of the streets or public places. They are hopeful that the new government will introduce a framework that will enhance the hygienic environment for all. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
A woman's hairstyle has over time been seen as an enhancer of their physical appearance. This underscores the proliferation of salons and other hair care outlets dedicated to either selling hair extensions or other items dedicated to hair making. In this report, Victoria Chokolo takes a look at how the business of hairdos changes women's outlook. The report is as presented from our studio.
More often,
than not. The consensus that a woman has an appealing persona is a direct pointer to how beautiful her hairstyle is. This hairstyle sometimes come with extensions known as wigs or attachments, while others are made with the natural hair. A visit to some hairstyling shops and salons in Lagos reveals that most ladies prefer to style their hair using enhancements as against their natural hair. This has created a source of income for most young ladies, including the male folks who have taken wig making as a source of income. A hairdresser, Oluwaye, speaks on the look wig gives women and girls.
As Africans generally, specifically, we have really curly hair, the 4C type of hair. And having 4C hair, the porosity levels are high. Like if you have natural hair and you pour water on it, the length is long, but before you know, shrinkage and everything. And it's not easy to maintain. But having a wig, just put your hair in all back, you're already looking classy and elegant to go. But the 4C hair it's a beautiful type of hair, but it takes a lot of effort.
Oroluwa Jacob, an undergraduate, speaks on why women and ladies, more often than not, prefer to go on wigs than their natural hair.
Wear wig to enhance their beauty. Even like, okay, for example now, everybody is beautiful in their own sense. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Everybody is beautiful. But then some people think they are not beautiful enough, and then they have to enhance their beauty. So they use wigs, they use makeup, they use every other thing possible to be able to enhance their beauty and make them more beautiful. So I think that, in my own opinion, people wear wigs to enhance their beauty.
For many, adorning themselves in wigs gives them a more formal and official look that is suitable for the workplace.
Wigs as beauty to women and for easy combing. You know, at times the stress of combing your hair. So if you're using wig as well, it's going to ease that stress. And it's going to make women stand out. Like using wig, I know there are different types of wigs. You know, you have women hair, we have they call it frontal and all stuff like that. So it makes them look classic and all that.
Whatever one's reason is for using natural or artificial hair, the consensus is that when properly styled, it gives women an improved outlook and boosts their confidence.
10 out of 11 members of the Olubadan Advisory Council have been presented with beaded crowns. Speaking at the presentation of staff of office at the ancient Marble Hall, the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, charged the new kings to contribute their quota to the development of the state by embarking on initiatives capable of placing the state on the global map. The report.
Ibadan, the capital city of Oyo State, is known to be at peace with itself, with a widely acclaimed republican system of ownership and a unique succession principle without rancor when compared with other Yoruba towns. According to the Olubadan of Ibadan, who spoke through Tajudeen Aremu, the event is an historic ceremony and a bold step in restructuring the age-long chieftaincy traditional system in an ever-evolving world.
As nothing changes in our succession plan, and the titles with which our high chiefs have elevated the name, both in the medical and in functions, as they are back there also, as we also maintain their position as functions.
Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, explained that the rationale behind the installation of the new kings was not to distort history, culture and tradition of Ibadan, but an attempt at elevating the Olubadan and members of his council without altering the succession arrangement.
Today, history has been made.
Whoever goes to court on this matter is wasting their time, because I have the consent of all the chiefs and indigents of Ibadan, which they all agreed on.
Members of the Olubadan Advisory Council, who have now become second-class monarchs, affirm that the Olubadan of Ibadan land remains the only prescribed and consenting authority, with a promise to contribute their quota towards the development of the state.
With the innovation of our erstwhile governor, Ajimobi, who started this process, he has put Ibadan on the world map of where tradition is evolving and growing. And by the grace of God, in future, Ibadan will take its place in the world map of traditional.
Former Oyo State Governor and Otun Olubadan of Ibadan land is against the coronation ceremony and has promised to head to court.
I don't think it is fair, and I don't think it's right to have many of us to have the high chiefs as others. Why? Who are we competing with? When I set out to come to join the race to become the Olubadan, I was focusing on how to become the Olubadan of Ibadan land.
Authorities here say the installation of the new kings is to enhance the dignity and superiority of the Olubadan in council. They also believe it would improve the status of Ibadan land and give the Ibadan a greater sense of responsibility and a justification for the upgrade of Ibadan land to the status of a state in the long term.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust TV. The news continues after this short break. Do stay with us. Welcome back, and now let's join Chiamaka Mwafo for Business News Update.
Nigeria's domestic airport recorded 2.79 million passengers in the first quarter of 2023, with outbound passengers slightly trumping inbound passengers, recording 1.4 million compared with 1.3 million. Meanwhile, international air travel recorded over 870,000 passengers in the first quarter of the year. This was disclosed by the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority during an executive summary for the quarter. The NCAA also revealed that 1,193 complaints were received from passengers by the association on delayed flights on international routes, with 24 complaints of cancellations and 6 air returns for domestic flights. The SAA further revealed that 27 complaints from international operations and 45 on domestic flights, resolving 9 on international flights, while 22 were resolved on domestic flights. A total turnover of 9.831 billion shares worth 145.408 billion naira in 54,478 deals was traded this week by investors on the floor of the exchange. Increased buy-side activities by investors in favor of banking, oil and gas, and industrial stocks contributed to the market's record 922 billion naira gain in the trading week ended Friday, July 7th. In the trading week in review, Nigeria's stock market rose by 3.40%, closing the week at 63,040.41 points and 34.326 trillion naira, respectively. Equities trading on the Nigerian Exchange Limited recorded 4 days of positive closes as against 1 day of negative close. The financial services industry led activity chart, followed by the conglomerates industry, while the ICT industry placed third. 78 equities appreciated in price during the week, with 25 depreciating, while 53 equities remained unchanged. Still in stocks, the Nigerian Exchange Limited has removed Wema Bank PLC and Custodian Investment PLC from the NGX 30 following the outcome of the 2022 Market Index Review. This was contained in the statement released by the NGX on the results of its half-year market index review. The NGX 30 index tracked the top 30 companies in terms of market capitalization and the total value of equities listed on the NGX. The review led to the entry and exit of some companies from several indices that took effect at the opening of the market on Monday, July 3rd, 2023. The report showed that Geregu Power PLC and Sterling Financial Holding PLC have replaced Custodian Investment PLC and Wema Bank PLC in the NGX 30 index. And that's the much you can take on business news. I am Chiamaka Mwafo.
And away from Nigeria, at least 22 people were killed and scores injured in an airstrike by Sudan's army in western Omdurman. The Khartoum State Health Ministry said on Saturday, as the war between the country's military factions entered its 12th week, while the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF quickly dominated the capital Khartoum and its sister cities Omdurman and Bahrain after fighting broke out on April 15. The army has launched air and artillery strikes, the fighting for which no mediation efforts have succeeded thus far, threatens to drag the country into a wider civil war, drawing in other internal and external actors in the East African nation that lies between the Horn of Africa, Sahel and Red Sea. Tensions between both sides had grown in the months leading up to the war over the chain of command and integration of their forces under a new transition to democracy. At least 1,133 people have been killed in the fighting, according to the Federal Health Ministry, which has fled in the capital and the Kordofan and Darfur regions, sparking ethnic violence in West Darfur. And still on the international news, at least 7 people were killed and dozens more injured in India on Saturday after clashes over local polls in West Bengal, a state notorious for political violence during election campaigns. India's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party BJP has in recent years worked hard to gain a toehold in West Bengal, ruled by a Communist Party for much of its history, in order to expand its reach beyond its Hindi-speaking northern headlands. Voters are currently casting their ballots in a fierce contest to elect municipal leaders, with more than 200,000 candidates across the state of 104 million people. Another police official requesting anonymity, as they were not authorized to speak to the media, said 5 of the dead were from the state ruling Trinamool Congress Party. The other were affiliated with the BJP and West Bengal's Communist Party of India, Marxist. Footage aired by local broadcasters showed rival party workers roaming the streets with batons, as well as ballot boxes snatched and set alight outside polling stations. Other voting booths saw a heavy security presence, with paramilitary troops standing guard to keep order. Now let's join Adini Ajishafe for Sport News.
Team Nigeria continues with her impressive performance at the ongoing 2023 African Under-21 Nations Volleyball Championship, Zone 3 in Niamey, Niger Republic. Recording her second consecutive win, beating host Niger Republic 3-0 in front of her home fans. Nigeria Under-21 girls won all the 3 sets with very good result, qualifying for the final. Head coach, Nigeria Under-21 US team, Rekia Mohammed, said her team will go all out against Benin Republic for supremacy battle. Nigeria defeated Ghana in her first game 3-0. And in football, Super Falcons captain Onome Ebi has denied a story that the nighttime African champions are planning to boycott their FIFA Women's World Cup opening game against Canada in Melbourne on 21st July. Ebi said Super Falcons never had such conversation about boycotting the opening match. While expressing the team readiness for the World Cup, the defender, who is featuring her 6th FIFA World Cup finals, added that the team's training sessions have been intense and interesting as they look forward to their Group B encounters against Olympic champions Canada, co-host Australia, and debutant Republic of Ireland in Group B. And still on football, Confederation of African Football CAF Executive Committee led by Patrice Motsepe has taken a decision on the qualifying rounds of CAF Champions League with a change in the second preliminary round. The football body approved the scrapping of the second preliminary round of Champions League, which means a team that lost at the second preliminary round will not be relegated to the Confederations Cup anymore. 2 teams, Eyimba International and Remo Stars, will represent Nigeria in CAF Champions League next season. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
And just before we go, here is a kicker. Wood carving is one of the ways we get artifacts to decorate our homes or tell about our culture and history. Emmanuel Esifo is a carver based in Edo State, Nigeria. He gives us more insight into the art and business. Take a look.
I'm Emmanuel Esifo. I've been in the carving business just since 1987. My family, they are from carver. They are carver. The apprentice I had has finished. I've done his freedom. I love the art because I love anything you can create, especially if it's created with wood. I have passion on it. I love it. Machine cannot carve wood for you, but because it's hand and chisel we use I use in learning chisel. Because if you use all these machine tools, the machines can't give you what you want. Can't give you what you want. That is why we are different from the white men, carving. That's why our own is unique. Oh, there are different prices, so you know. Can charge you 10 naira if you say you have 3 naira. If I'm willing to do it, I do it for you. No, I cannot say this is just specific price. I'm using it, doing that for you. Where we got our wood is from sometimes in the sawmill. You go to sawmill, or you go to all those women that is bringing wood from the bush, like all those one that is bringing all those timber work, all those short timber work from bush.
And with that, we have come to the end of News Hour on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream. I am Abdurrahman Umar. Thanks for watching and bye for now.
Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.